drunk and dirty, don't you know? And I'm still willing. I was out on the road late at night, seen my pretty Alice in every headlight. Dallas, Alice. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchet to Tonopah. Every kind of rig that's ever been made. Even the back road so and get away. And if you give me weed, white and wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. Kicked by the wind, rocked by the sleet, had my head stove in, but I'm still on my feet and I'm still willing. And I smuggled some smokes and boats from Mexico, baked by the sun every time I go to Mexico. And I'm still, and I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, the Hatchet to Tonopah. You got every kind of rig that's ever been made. Even the back roads only get way. And if you give me weed, white and wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. That was nice.
Those are my words exactly. In the Morelos Mountains, campesinos are planting their fields, where the ghost of Zapata rides a horse that can still outrun the wheel. High in the sky above and clear outside, it's the free Mexican Air Force flying tonight. Well, there in Kentucky, a cowgirl is cooling her heels, remembering that God gave us herbs and the fruits of the field. But a criminal law that makes outlaws of those seeking light make the free Mexican Air Force Escalito riding in the night horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight, flying so high. How strange an innocent herb causes money. They'll jail you or kill you for making those rich fat cats squirm. But nothing can stop us, my vision is clearly in sight. And the free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Only smoking colitas, federales are loading their guns. Blowing smoke from their six-shooters, spinning their barrels for fun. Contrabandistas, banditos of light, we're the free Mexican Air Force and we're flying tonight. And high in the hills we are harvesting sweet sensimilla. The law wants it all cause they think that wine we can free us. Freedom for us is a prison for the rulers of mind. That's why the free Mexican Air Force, Escondido riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Everybody flying so high. Yeah, yeah. Flying tonight.
Salute. Thank you all, any and all who stopped in here this evening. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more here with you. My buddy Jose out there, man. Salute, bro. Yes, you were hearing that bong, my man. We do a couple of those here, man. We got some nice. We got a strain called Pop Stops. I've had it before. Just got it in yesterday. Let me show you one of these beauties. Got a little bossa nova in the back there. This is a nice little colorful nugget of this Pops Tops. You know what I do here? Make it easier. What I do, I put my hand behind it, usually the automatic focus. Boop, there you go. It goes right in there. So you can see those nice little. Come on. Those nice little orange. There we go. Now it's focused in there. Hey, beautiful little bud. My friend Carl, salute my brother, salute. And the reason I'm here today, my friends, is because today is the 37th anniversary of the first time in the history of boxing that a reigning light heavyweight champion won the heavyweight championship of the world. And we all know who that was, man. That was Michael Spinks defeated Larry Holmes, who was 48-0. He was going to tie Rocky Marciano's record of 49-0, going to become the undefeated, longest reigning heavyweight champion of the world. And he ran into a guy named Michael Spinks along the way. Now it sounds like kind of like that Herbie Hancock Merwan Dishy album with Julian Priester on the trombone, Benny Maupin on that alto sax. What was it? I think it was a soprano. But anyway, man, gotta have some music going on in the background. But yeah, this fight, man, in 1985, that was a a funky year for boxing, bro. 7 years old, Carl, my man. How old was I? Let's see. I was about 30. 30, man. 30. Yeah. But that was the year of Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns. And we had some good fights there. Mike Tyson was on a tear. I think he fought like 15 times that year. Everybody was. If you didn't know who Mike Tyson was at the beginning of the year, you sure as fucking hell did at the end of the year. But this night here, I'll dedicate this to my first wife. She left me in 1985. She'll always be my first wife. And we were feuding that year. She had her own place, and I was still living here. And she wanted to go out that night, you know. Wanted to talk, make things right. El Pinche, salute, brother. And bro, heavyweight championship of the world, undefeated Michael Spinks fighting Larry Holmes. I'm gonna go out. What the fuck? Are you fucking out of your mind? So it was a great night. If I can recall, bro, it was a night. I ordered a pizza. I was home alone. I had some fucking Thai weed. I had some fucking chocolate Thai weed. I remember that night well. 37 years ago, September 21st, 1985. And this fight, man, this, you know, getting into the particulars of this fight. You know, Larry Holmes was he was the reigning heavyweight champion of the world. He only had one belt. He had the IBF belt. He gave up. Andrew Charles, my bro, salute. Mike Biggs, my brother, salute to you, man. Just over here talking about a fight that happened 37 years ago tonight. And I was at ringside, TV side. I wasn't at ringside. I never saw Larry Holmes live. And man, Michael Spinks, 200 pounds. He came up from 175. He had this nutritionist, Mackie Shillstone. When I was bodybuilding, he was well known from New Orleans. Life extension guru. You know, he was known for extending the careers of athletes. I think he worked with over 3,000 professional athletes. So Mackie Shillstone, you can Google this cat. He knows a little more about the protein carbohydrate intake than Bruce Gas does, and sometimes he acts like he knows it all. But anyway, Michael Spinks went out and got Mackie Shillstone. Mackie Shillstone had him on a carbohydrate diet. He had him on a high carbohydrate diet, and he gained 25 pounds. And Shillstone did his body fat percentage. His body fat was lower, with 25 pounds of muscle. And Shillstone had him lifting weights, which had a lot of boxing purists saying, "What's going on here, man? You're gonna blow it with this kid. He's gonna be relying on speed. You don't want to bulk him up." But Michael Spinks had other ideas. Jellybean, salute my brother. Thanks for coming by, man. Peace. Yeah, and Larry Holmes, he had he said later on that he had a shoulder injury before the fight, and he said he saw a specialist, and anyway, it was diagnosed originally as just a pinched nerve. They gave him pain pills, heat massages, and he said it wasn't getting any better, so he went to a specialist, and and Larry said this in his biography. He said it was the specialist said that he had that he could be paralyzed. He had a slipped disc in his back, and if he fought Spinks, that he could be paralyzed. He said he should be on the operating table now. And Larry was making $4 million plus $100,000 training expenses. Spinks was making $900,000 and $100,000 training expenses, which I don't know why they just don't say a million. But I got a text. Excuse me for 1 second here, man. My buddy George Jakovic, man, my co-host. Man, I'm in the Bronx watching the Yankees. He was going to come on. He comes out with me a lot when I do this. George is a very, very cool guy, but I texted him before I came on. I said, "Hey, I'm going to talk about this fight tonight, man." And George was probably with HBO when this fight was happening. I don't think he was. Man, that's a little too long ago. And I get carried away with years, man. 37 years. I guess that's a lifetime for a lot of you cats. Really, only a turn of the page. It seems like it was yesterday, man. I remember it so fucking well. 37 years ago. Whoa. But anyway, man, like I said, Larry Holmes, he went to see his regular doctors, and they told him that he didn't have the slip disc in his back, and his chances of being paralyzed were nil, and to go on with the fight. But like his trainer Richie Giacchetti, he said that Larry fought like he was scared, and he was very listless in the fight. And it wasn't the same Larry Holmes. And Larry Holmes said, man, he said he got a new corner for the second fight. He had a lot of negativity in his corner. But the fight was on HBO. It was televised on HBO, which was a cool thing back in the day. HBO had some great fights, man. It was a full house, 11,192. I have these little facts in front of me here with the advanced technology and the split screen of that we have at our disposal today. Not that I would remember this. I remember this, but the figures, the numbers, the dates, forget it, man. Forget it. I was asking my wife today. I said, babe, I said, I don't know if I'm losing it though, but how do we charge our phones before we got this couch over here? It's got the ports on the side of it. And she goes, "Oh, you had it plugged in the wall over there." I'm saying, damn, I don't even remember that. And it's like, but now I do. I kind of remember I had it all rigged up in the corner here with an old plug in the wall set up. But anyway, man. Anyway. Yeah, there was a full house there, and it was at the Riviera, Las Vegas Riviera, outdoors. They used to do a lot of fights outdoors back in the day. Back before the Fan Man, back before terrorism, things like that. There were a lot of these fights were outdoor stadiums that they put up just for the fight. Spinks became the first reigning world light heavyweight champion to win the heavyweight championship, which was big. Larry Holmes was a 6-1 favorite, so anybody that bet on Michael Spinks, man. Jeff Lucietta, bro. Salute, brother. Salute. Aaron Judge just hit 60, man. I'll tell you, this time waits for no one, bro. That's why you drink a lot of water. Watch your diet. That's key, man. Diet is so key. Tony Boswell, my brother. Salute to you, man. Peace, man. I stress it all the time. I talk about it, and that's how Michael Spinks got big enough to absorb the weight and the punches of Larry Holmes by changing that diet around. He saw Mickey Shilstone and Mackie Shilstone, and Mackie put him on a different diet. His diet consisted of 70% carbohydrates, 20% protein, and 10% fats. And that's a lot of carbohydrates. But, Michael Spinks had a very, very high metabolism. He burned a lot of calories. He didn't store it as fat. He was lifting weights at the same time. And then he chiseled himself to a heavyweight, man. And we saw what he did with Jerry Cooney, a guy named Stephen Tank said that was his first venture into the heavyweight division. Actually, that was his first title defense, because this was for the IBF title. This was for the number one, the Ring magazine. You know, Mike Tyson didn't come on the scene as of just yet. He was still fighting preliminaries. He might have even fought on the undercard of this fight, because this is when Don King was having his tournament. This was part of the tournament. This was part of Don King's fantastic little heavyweight tournament that he had to find the unified champ over there, man. And let's see, Holmes entered this fight with a record of 48-0. Like I said earlier, man, he just needed one win to tie Rocky Marciano's record. It hasn't been tied yet, man, as a heavyweight. And Holmes says, Holmes was 35 years old. Spinks was 29, I believe. And that was when Holmes made that fateful line. Impala, salute my brother. That famous line, man. Marciano couldn't carry my jockstrap. And bang! They fucking crucified him for that one, man. That was a tough one there, man. This fight was Ring Magazine's Fight of the Year. Upset of the year. And it was a tremendous upset, man. I think the one of the biggest knockouts was the knockout of my marriage, but that was inevitable anyway, man. And I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for that one. Let me see if I can dig that fight up, man. We can throw that in the background, put it on the big screen. Yeah, here it is, man. That up there. The technology here is just incredible. The stuff that we're working with. I'm gonna get that screen right. Get this over here just right. No, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. And share screen. There we go, man. The technology of YouTube.
There's Donald Romeo and Flip Levinsky.
We have Chuck Hull, Mills Lane as the referee. I mean, we have some nostalgia in here, man. You have Carlos Padilla. Is this one or two? Do I have the right fight here? No, I have the wrong fight on here, man. Pardon me, man. Let me straighten this out for you. I've got the wrong fight up there. Damn. Through the magic of YouTube, I'm gonna have to do a bong and find the right one. And this is live. This is live internet here for you. But hey, man, bear with me. Because I'm saying, man, Carlos Padilla was the referee for the first fight. That was Mills Lane. Let me put this in here. We got Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes versus Michael Spinks 1. Here we go. This should be it right here. Well, the picture's not as good as the one I had earlier, but it'll do. Tail of the tape. Yep, 35 and 21 and 29. Larry Holmes is 6'3". Spinks 6'2", Holmes 221, 200, and Holmes has an 81 reach advantage to Holmes' 78. There he is, man. Carlos Padilla, the referee. Butch Lewis, man, he was always famous for that. wearing the sport jacket with no shirt underneath and the tie. That never quite caught on. Just do boxing. Salute my brother. Salute my brother. Welcome to the anniversary of Michael Spinks, Larry Holmes, the first fight, man, 37 years ago. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and sharing this with me, man. This is like kicking back. This is like kicking back to an old friend who come by and haunted me here, man. You know, I saw this morning. I've been putting out this thing every day. You know, today in boxing, what happened today? Like I found a website that has the daily, you know, what's going on today, which is very cool. So I do a little bit of cut and pasting and you know, go and find a picture of the fight. And you know, there's something, this glorious sport that we have, man, is something every day. There's something happened in boxing. Maybe not a fight, usually a fight, but something, you know, someone passed. We all pass eventually, you know, or someone might have been born, or, you know, just something on this day in boxing. You know, we got a good one tomorrow, man. Tomorrow, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to look at my community page. But today was 37-year anniversary. Look at Don King, man. Don King knows something we don't know. Look at him giving Michael Spinks that little squeeze of the hand. Don King and Larry Holmes did not get along because Don King liked to use and abuse his fighters, and Larry Holmes was not going to let Don King do that to him. He did that earlier in his career. I appreciate that, Just Do. I appreciate that, man. You know, I didn't see anybody else talk about this today. This is, you know, I guess this is up to the cats like me that are still around to let you guys know, man, this is a historic day today in boxing, and this was a historic fight. And you know, I say it wasn't that long ago, man, because you know, I got a lot in the rearview mirror. But to some of you, man, this you weren't even born when this happened. And these two guys, that both of them are still alive today. Michael Spinks was just indicted into the Philadelphia Hall of Fame. I think they're both in the International Hall of Fame. I know Larry Holmes is. I'm sure Michael Spinks is, man. But here we go, man. Round one, they're going to meet in center ring for 1985 Ring Magazine Upset of the Year. And this was a nice Saturday night, man. You know, HBO had these fights. They were on at a decent time. The main event didn't start at 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Yeah, you know it, Tony Boswell. This was like I said, man. You know, heavyweight championship of the world, and this wasn't the, you know, like today we have two heavyweight champs out there. But back then there was only one heavyweight champ. There were pretenders that were passing the title back and forth. You know, we were having Greg Page, Coetzee, so many of them, man. So many of them, Mike Weaver. I mean, damn, we can just go through all the fighters who had that IWBC and WBA and the IBF. But we kind of knew who the main dude in the heavyweight division was. And back here, man, Larry Holmes, was never undisputed, was never unified. Sometimes he didn't even have a title for a while, but nobody ever did not know who the main heavyweight champion of the world was back, you know, between the years of 1978, I believe, and 1985. And man, that's 7 years, and that was Larry Holmes, man. Larry was the baddest man on the planet. He had a fucking jab all night long with that jab. And he had a crack right hand that went behind and followed it, man. But he just had poise. You know, he had that herky-jerky, graceful style. He kept his hands high, always moving. But that jab was special with Larry Holmes. And Michael Spinks, man, he ruled the light heavyweight division for a long time. He was a gold Olympic medal with him in the 1976 Olympics, along with that great class, man. His brother Leon Spinks, Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, it was the class of Montreal, man. It was the class of '76, man. It was an awesome thing, and the Spinks brothers were part of that, man. And Michael Spinks, Leon won the heavyweight title from Larry Holmes in only his 8th pro fight. Michael, he went the hard way. He won the light heavyweight championship, and he defended it. He cleaned up the light heavyweight division to the point where now it was time to go after bigger and better things. And Larry Holmes, man, he was beating almost everybody. There were some young lions in there. Larry didn't want to go near him, and he had a nice $4 million payday with Michael Spinks. Yeah, Spinks with those knee-high socks, man. And Larry Holmes, man, he had Richie Giacchetti training him, and one of Don King's old trainers from Columbus, Ohio. And Larry was on the downside of his career. But nobody gave Leon Spinks a chance, man. Michael Spinks. Nobody gave him a chance here. It was going to be the case of a good big man against a good small man. That's usually a good big man wins that fight. We've seen it so many times. We just saw it with Canelo and Bivol. You know, fighters don't realize how much of a difference the weight classes mean. See, Michael Spinks is not afraid to mix it up with Larry Holmes. But Larry Holmes has got that ramrod jab on target. Carlos Padilla warning Larry for a headbutt. And Michael Spinks, he had a punch called the Spinks Jinx. It was a right hand, man. He dropped that thing like a bazooka. Took out so many light heavyweights with that. Against Larry Holmes, not so effective, although it definitely made Larry Holmes gain Michael Spinks' respect. And Spinks constantly circling to his left, man. You know, throwing that jab, trying to stay away from Larry Holmes' jab. And he's got a good plan here. He's making Larry Holmes constantly work, constantly stay on his back foot. He's slipping the jab. He's moving to his left to get away from Larry's left. And he's fighting a very smart fight here. And remember too, this is the day of the 15-round fight too, man. 12 rounds. That was regional title stuff. Water. Make sure everybody drinks water out there. Anybody watching me now, man, stay hydrated. Very, very important. I've been slacking off just a little bit on my water. I've noticed look at Spinks. Nice combination. Sent Holmes on his heels, man. Pounds, my brother. Salute, bro. Salute. We're going the time machine over here, man. We're back 37 years. 37 years from tonight, man. We're watching Michael Spinks, Larry Holmes, the first fight. You couldn't carry my jock strap. Larry was a salty dog, man. Nobody liked Larry Holmes back in the day. He didn't like anybody. He didn't give a fuck. And nobody liked Larry. And they're in Las Vegas. They're outside, probably watching it on a big screen. Nothing like being in Vegas for a fight, even if you're not at the fight, man. Vegas is an event. I was never in Vegas for a fight and not been there, but I was in Vegas for the Super Bowl. And man, oh man, Vegas goes nuts on the Super Bowl. You got big screens. You got, and I mean, you know, we think we have a big screen now with a 50, 60 incher. These are like fucking 25, 30 foot screens, you know, huge. But anyway, man, you know, Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks, their first fight for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World, the Ring Magazine, which had more respect than the IBF did back in the day. LW, salute my brother. LW, man, good. Now, this is a man who knows his boxing. If anybody here, I mean, I would get all my brothers and sisters in there anyway, so you know you're sub to LD. But you know, LW, he's a statistician, man. The statistician. He knows what's going on behind the scenes. He knows records. You know, I see these guys fighting, and hey, this guy's a pretty good lightweight here, man. You know, he's in a 10-rounder. L-Dub says, man, you know, L-Dub saw him when he's fighting 4-round preliminary fights and remembers him. And will tell you his record and tell you who he fought and tell you if he's ready to make it up to the 8 to 10 round fights, man. So shout out to my brother LW. And yeah, man, you know, Larry Holmes could put pressure on you when he came forward behind that jab, and always, like I said, he always had that right hand cocked. In this fight, like I stated earlier, man, he went to a shoulder specialist. He had problems with this. He was on pain pills. He was getting massages. He said in his autobiography that he could not throw that right hand, and you know, he believes he could have stopped Michael Spinks if he could have thrown that right hand. So let's keep an eye. Let's see if he holds back on that right hand. I haven't watched this fight in a long time. Spinks just kind of went into it there, and Larry threw kind of a haphazardly overhand right. But he's pretty much relying on that jab. It looks like, you know, most of what I'm seeing here. And Carlos Padilla, one of the best referees of all time. No bullshit referee, man. Little guy, get right in there, break him up when he has to, let him fight up. Looks like Larry was kind of picking him up there, maybe trying to show his strength a little bit. Oh, Michael Spinks got in there with a nice lead hook. He's trying it again. If you succeed at first, try again. You know, he's looking to get inside. Larry's got the high guard, very good defensive fighter, always moving, and more importantly, always throwing that left jab. But you can see he's hesitant with that right hand. You know, and I guess he wasn't just making that up. Because Larry has a ramrod right hand. We've seen it many times, and Spinks is crowding him. Spinks is throwing combinations. Larry looks uncomfortable in there. It's only the third round. Spinks is coming in, and he's coming in, and he's throwing a sneaky left hook, and he's banging Larry every time he comes in with that left hook. There he goes with that Spinks jinx, the left hook, man. I mean, Michael Spinks is busier man with his hands. Larry's getting frustrated. You can see, man, Larry's getting all kind of frustrated here. Light beer. Good sponsor of the fights back in the day. I don't know if they still sponsor boxing, man. Miller Lite. You know, now this fight would be pay-per-view. This was a good old HBO fight. There was a undercard fight. I don't know who it was, but see, back then, they put good fights on the undercard. They didn't have all these, you know, all the featherweights and the super bantamweights. They had a names that we recognize, and that's what makes boxing popular. You can have a lighter event fights in the main event, but you have to have recognizable faces on the undercard. That's what makes it turns a card into an event. Whenever 3 fights on there, they were like, whoa, I want to see those. Not just the one fighter on working his way up the ladder. A competitive fight that's pay-per-view worthy. Not that I'm going to pay for it anyway, but you know, there are some supporters of big business out there that do. Here we go, man. Leon Spinks, man. I love Leon Spinks, but Michael, he's got such a good fighting stance. When he squares off and he starts unloading, man, that's when That's when Larry Holmes has to be totally on guard here. And Larry looks like he's getting a little more offense. I think Larry wants to see Michael Spinks come forward. You won't have to reach so far with his punches. And Larry's trying to put him in the corner, but Michael Spinks is constant motion here. He doesn't want to end up in that corner. He knows, man. Larry's got him by 20 pounds, and he's a natural heavyweight. But that right hand, man, you can tell there's something wrong with it. He throws it on occasion, but doesn't straighten it out, and you can tell that he's not throwing that right hand with on a regular basis. He's not throwing it with that old saying, bad intentions. Trombone in the background there on this copyright-free music I can have. It almost sounds like the jazz I used to listen to back in the late 70s, the electronic fusion stuff, the Weather Report. Oh yeah, man. I got to give Michael Spinks a lot of credit in this fight. He's definitely coming forward. He's winning these rounds. He's throwing more punches. You know, Larry just has that jab, and that he's trying to keep Michael Spinks off him with that jab. But Spinks has more in his repertoire than just slipping that jab. He's got that right hand. He's got the hooks. Nice hooks inside. He's hitting Holmes to the body. Yeah, Larry doesn't look like he wants to be there. Larry looks like he's kind of bewildered in this fight. I didn't realize how much of a fucking beatdown that Michael Spinks is putting on Larry Holmes. Remy, my brother, salute, bro. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Peace. Just watching the fight that happened 37 years ago today, my bro. You know, Larry is back on his toes again. He's throwing those jabs, and Michael Spinks is look at that wide uppercut, man, from the outside. Dangerous punch to throw against somebody like Larry Holmes, but maybe he knows that right hand, there's something wrong with that right hand, man. It's not working. You got 11,000 people in the parking lot over here, man. Is that cool or what? Outside in Vegas, man, on a September night. What's cooler than that? Smoking on some Pops Tops over here. Nice strain. Nice and fresh. I think this stuff was just harvested. Beautiful spongy buds. They passed the old Stickums test. Yeah, Larry's been he's fought all styles of fights. He's fought all styles of fighters. I think he was thinking that Michael Spinks was going to be like his fight with Ozzy Ocasio, where Holmes knocked him out with a jab. But he's finding Michael Spinks to be much more solid, much more powerful. Look at Spinks with that herky-jerky movement up there, man. Doing his thing. And Spinks is moving forward, and more importantly, he's throwing punches when he's moving forward and he's landing. You know, Larry was real bitter after this fight. But he said, you know, he accused the judges of being fucking drunk and everything else. And, you know, Larry was not politically correct by any stretch of the imagination. But he made a lot of enemies, and when they were close rounds, a lot of those judges are like, man, you know, this is the guy who called me a fucking drunk. Spinks gets this round. You know, so Larry kind of fucked himself towards the end of his career. But shout out to Larry, man. He didn't take shit from anybody, which is the way it should be. Oh, Spinks trying to get in there, and he's trying to throw that uppercut. He's trying to charge in and throw that left uppercut, because you know he's got that Spinks jinx in mind. He wants to drop that right hand. But Larry keeps that left guard high. He knows that right hand is coming, man. He's very aware of that. They're talking in the ring there, man. But Spinks is definitely outlanding Larry Holmes. He's scoring with his punches. Look at that, man. Slipped a jab and he countered with his own jab nicely. And this was a very, very exciting fight. See, and the thing was, man, you never knew. See, Larry always had that suspect chin where he could go down, Fighters like Ronaldo Snipes knocked him down. Ernie Shavers knock anybody down. But Michael Spinks had a right hand, which was Larry's undoing, and people were expecting him possibly to knock Larry Holmes down. And of course, Larry, everybody thought that what Mike Tyson did to Michael Spinks, Larry Holmes had the possibility of doing to Michael Spinks. Because this was way before the Mike Tyson fight. They're both undefeated. See, and you're seeing fighters undefeated going at it. And both of these guys, they didn't end their careers undefeated. Michael Spinks ended it with one defeat, and what a defeat it was. But Larry Holmes, he stuck around. I think he had about 6 defeats, man. He stuck around for a while. He traveled. He made the money. I mean, of course, he fought fucking Butterbean, for Christ's sakes. I bet he would have fought my buddy fucking Turch. Should have asked him about Larry Holmes last night, man. What a cool guy he is, huh? If you didn't catch that show, man, check it out. Lou Petricelli interviewed him last night, man. Hell of a fucking guy. Stories like you wouldn't believe. And, he told me after, he goes, man, I got 1 million more. And I said, in a few more months, we'll get you back on here. And, we're going to keep in touch. And what a cool guy. What a nice guy, man. Fucking one of the characters in boxing that we need and we love. Spinks is not getting that right hand in there clean because Larry Holmes knows to keep that shoulder up there. Larry Holmes is a fucking Pennsylvania. He's a Philly fighter, bro. Houston assassin. East Coast, Philadelphia. Oh yeah, man. Larry Holmes, you can kiss me where the sun don't shine, and that's my big black behind. That was another one of Larry's famous sayings. But he didn't give a fuck, man. He knew everybody shit on Larry Holmes, and he was another character, man. And then there we go. Look at Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks trying to put the pressure on. And Larry, that ever-present jab. And what's Michael Spinks complaining about? Is it a thumb? Because Larry was known for thumbing. They had the thumbs were enclosed, back then. I mean, it was due to fighters like Larry Holmes who would really fuck you up with those thumbs. Known for that. Ernie Shavers. He said he was detached retina because of Larry Holmes' educated thumbs. Many fighters have said that, and it looks like Michael Spinks, man. I keep saying Leon because I have Leon in my head. Leon, what a character! What a beautiful guy, man. Went from the greatest fighter in the world to the biggest joke in the world overnight, it seems. This fucking sounds like happy birthday. This started to drive me nuts. Excuse me 1 second here. I got to cut this down here for a sec here. I'm gonna remove that. Beep. I have to do something here. I have to shut this screen down. Let me get my mouse down here. This fucking music was driving me nuts. Let me find something a little more. So you got to be careful what you're playing here. I think this is a little better. Let's see here. Nah, it's all right. It's all right. Let's get that fight back up here, man. There we go. Sorry about that, man. I couldn't take that. It sounded like somebody was playing Happy Birthday to me. This is it's not too loud, is it? I think it is. I gotta do this again. Excuse me. Bear with me here. Once again. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, man. See, a little better music. I thought I had it a little bit too loud before. It was talking over me. St. Louis Mix, bro. Salute, man. Thank you so much for coming by. Watching a historic fight from 37 years ago tonight. Smoking a little Pops Tops over here. We're watching Leon Spinks with one of the biggest upsets of heavyweight history when he was the first heavyweight, the first reigning light heavyweight champion to defeat the reigning heavyweight champion of the world. And Larry Holmes, like I said, man, I said earlier, he truly was. Never was undisputed, never was unified, never even had the WBA belt, never had the WBO belt. He had the WBC and he dropped it. He didn't go by their rules. He didn't have a ceremony like Riddick Bowe did and dropped it in the trash can. But he just forfeited the belt. He wouldn't defend against I think it was Greg Page, either Greg Page or a rematch with Tim Witherspoon. And Larry was not going to let the WBC dictate his terms, man. He said, man, I don't need that belt. And what happened was the IBF was just coming into prominence at the time. And they said, Larry, take our belt, man. You're the heavyweight champ of the world. And right there, man, that kind of solidified, that legitimized the IBF, because Larry Holmes and Marvin Hagler, and there were a few others, they were initial champions. You know, as opposed to something like the IBO, which has, been fledgling for the last fucking 40 years. But this is IBF right here. Even this belt, Michael Spinks, he won this belt. He defended it twice, I believe. I don't know if Jerry Cooney, if it was a title fight. I'm pretty sure it was. And then it was stripped, or I think it was forfeited. Michael Spinks wouldn't follow their mandate and fight. I think it was Tony Tucker. And Tony Tucker fought Buster Douglas for the IBF, and Mike Tyson beat Tony Tucker. And Tyson eventually he had all the belts, except he didn't have the Ring Magazine belt, and he didn't have the luxury of beating the man who beat the man who beat the man, which was Michael Spinks. This is his prominent claim to fame. 86 boxing, my brother. Salute, man. Salute. A little step back in history over here, my brother. And I say history, man, I don't look at myself as any kind of a historian or anything like that, man. Oh, look at that. Oh, Michael Spinks is trying to fucking drop some bombs on Larry Holmes. I just look at a guy who's fortunate enough to remember what happened here. Remember this man almost punch for punch. Every once in a while, I'll see something say, "I didn't remember that happening," but man, this was just such a pleasure to watch, and it's a pleasure to come on here. 37 years to the day, still have the smarts in my head, and not a babbling idiot, and be able to share my memories of this fucking historic fight, man, and to have people in here who know boxing, who know what's going on, and hanging around here for a while, and digging on it with me, man. I appreciate you guys out there. Yeah, and now a little bit of mutual respect. I don't think Larry Holmes wants to hear it. Larry's going back to his corner, man. Yeah, see, man, this was HBO. Always something coming up next. They had a movie on the East Coast. No, actually, it was a series, First and 10, and then the Terminator on the West Coast, because this was part of the schedule. I think this fight started at the card started at 9. This fight probably started at 10. It was over at 11, and we could go out if you wanted to go out and have a drink after the fight. That's what I think I did, man. Say, hey, did you see that fight? Did you guys see it? No, we missed it. A lot of bars didn't have HBO because if you had a bar and you had HBO, you had to pay big money. It wasn't like the 25 a month back what it was back then. You had to pay like I think it was like 500 a month because we had we were in the business, and it was totally out of touch, unless you had a huge place. But the corner dive bar couldn't afford HBO. Look at Michael Spinks is turning it on over here, man. Michael Spinks might see something. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's the right hand. That's the Spink Jinx. Yeah, OJ. Yep. That's true, there, brother. This was before the OJ thing, man. OJ was very well respected in the industry. Fucking commercials. He's was it Hertz Rent a Car, jumping through the fucking airports, diving over cars and every other fucking thing. And he was in movies and everything else until after that fucking Bronco chase, man. But yeah, we got that. Larry Holmes is trying to put the pressure on Michael Spinks, and Michael Spinks is just kind of using his skills to get inside when he has to. And I think Larry knows that right hand. Larry knows that Spinks Jinx. And Larry, his right hand, like I said earlier, he stated in his biography that he had serious shoulder problems in the right hand, and you can see, man, it's almost non-existent. Larry is essentially a one-arm fighter in this fight. See, I never noticed that, and I never really never paid attention to that till today, till I started doing a little bit of reading till I came on here, so I wouldn't sound like a fool. And sure enough, it makes sense. And Larry was not a guy to make excuses. He's the kind of a guy, when he was hurt, he didn't pull out of fights. I can't remember Larry Holmes pulling out of a fight with an injury. In his entire career, man, I'm trying to think, and I don't remember any fights that Larry had to pull out of because of a training injury. Like now, it's commonplace, man. You get a hangnail, you postpone the fight. The thrill of the Rumble in the Jungle. George Foreman got cut in sparring, and that had to be postponed. And that was a huge event. They had a concert, James Brown, Aretha Franklin. I mean, it was like a huge event. The Pointer Sisters. The concert went on, but the fight was postponed, and things happened. But my point is, man, Larry Holmes, tough motherfucker. Went in there, and you talked about it a lot. And I got to read Larry's biography. But I've seen different articles, different movies where he talked about when he was under Don King's control, and Don said, Larry, you gotta fight. Don, my hands are so sore. Larry, you take this fight, man, and then you can take a vacation after this fight. But Larry was he was Don King's #2 heavyweight for a long time until he became #1, and then Larry kind of realized hey man, I ain't no slave from Mazza King here, man. Larry blew himself a pair, and he called his career. After that, he called his fucking called the shots. He had to deal with King, but it wasn't on the basis where some of these guys had to deal with King. Hey, Mark Nash, my brother, peace to you, man. Peace to you, man. Thanks for coming by, bro. You're here on a historic night, man. We're watching the great Larry Holmes, the great Michael Spinks, 1985, Upset of the Year on HBO. One of the cool things is always something cool about boxing, but this was one that a cool event, something that happened on this day. I said it a little while ago. I'm not stupid. I'm just kind of, for people that came in and out, I just want to tell them that every day I put a thing in my on my community page. Today in boxing, on this day, and something cool happens almost every day. But today, this was one I remember so well. And man, I had to come on and share this one, share my feelings about this fight. My expectations, and like I said, my love for boxing hasn't changed. I was not a fanboy. I didn't hate or like. In fact, if anything, I kind of didn't like either one of these fighters because they were both so good, kicking ass. I was like the underdog. And Michael Spinks would just tear the light heavyweight division apart. And Larry Holmes, man, it was like one word: heavyweight champ Larry Holmes for 7 years. That was some came a little close, man, a little too close for comfort for Larry Holmes, but Larry was the man for a long time until this night. Right after the defeat of Ken Norton for the title, until this night he was undefeated, dominating Larry Holmes, man. And hey, if you're in here, man, do me a favor, hit that like button. I always forget to say it, but please hit that like button, man. That's the way we support around here. Subs and likes, and I'm trying to get my sub count up. It's crazy, man. I look at it every day. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I was up to 621 last week, and I got down to 613. It's like somebody's unsubbing to me, or I don't know what's going on. Somebody told me the bots sub to you, and then they find out it's a bot, so YouTube takes the sub away. But man, I'm trying to get to that respectable 1,000 sub count. I've been on for almost a year now, 10 months, and I don't think I'm going to make it in a year, but I'm giving it a hell of a shot here, man. Instead of going on other panels and shit and listening to all the bullshit, it's just as easy to come on here and start a little fucking stream. And like I said, so much happening in boxing, in current, past, present, and future. And why not just turn it on, put some tunes on? Inside the NFL. That was another fucking cool HBO show. You know, 86, it's one of them fucking things. I'd like to see it. A part of me wants to see it, but then a part of me says, who gives a fuck? Because I'm not going to change anything I do, man. We come on here and we talk boxing. And I think if there was too many people, I wouldn't be able to pay attention to the chat. You know, because I know I see some of these fucking guys with 100, 200 people in their chat, 300 people, and the chat's going so fast. And you kind of almost, you think that they're personally not speaking to you. You know, almost like a resentful thing, but you can't pay attention. Because I know I know a lot of times I'll miss somebody's chat, and I only have a fucking 10 people in here, not even that right now. There's 6 people in here, and sometimes the chat moves so fast that I miss a chat. And I know if somebody misses mine, I feel a little bit slighted. So I don't know if I want to get all those people in here, man. Maybe they'd see how slow my reading skills are. Hey, Con Shawnee, bro, salute to you, man. Thank you for stopping in, bro. Talking about something you're probably an expert at over here, my man. The fucking upset of the year, 1985. Yeah, Michael Spinks is fighting. He's fighting as a tall fighter here, man. You would think he'd be getting inside, getting down into Larry's body, but he's kind of standing tall. It looks like he's trying to drop that right hand over. Rips a nice combination on the inside. Complaining to Larry's head, man. He's mad as hell. Look at this, man. He is complaining of Larry's head. Larry Holmes, very, very smart fighter. Knows how to get away with things, man. Knows how to get away with laces. Knows how to get away with headbutts, elbows. Larry's a consummate pro, bro. I mean, Larry's Philadelphia spar. Michael Spinks, he's a Philadelphia fighter too. So these guys they're 2 tough kids, man. This was a great fight. Definitely appreciated at the time. Anybody who knew boxing. Don't forget to hit that like button, Sean. I appreciate that. Get them likes up. And there we go, man. There goes Michael Spinks with those rapid combinations. He's just showing, man, because Larry, over 30, that's old. And back in the 80s, fighters didn't fight much after 30. 30, you're on the downside. Hey, my brother Picasso, man. You're supposed to be sleeping. I hear you, Picasso, man. I'm fucking I got insomnia, my brother. I'm a fucking insomniac. Sometimes I fall asleep sitting here, like usually around 4 in the afternoon. Oh, there we go. There goes Spinks with a combination. Usually around 4 o'clock, sometimes I nod off because I only can get 5 hours sleep at night, I'll lay in bed till 2 o'clock, and now my TV's busted in there, so I bring my laptop in. I start listening to fucking shows, and I just keep them on and fall asleep. I listen to H Money and his fucking crazy talks out there. I listen to anybody who's going on all night, man. Black and Brown doesn't do much anymore, but anybody who's doing all night, I'll just put it on and listen to them, and I can't fall asleep. I try to shut it off, and I still can't fall asleep, so I don't take anything, man. I was taking melatonin for a little while, but that just made me fucking feel groggy the next day and didn't really put me to sleep. And I smoke a lot of weed. I got my glorious edibles that Tony B sent me that I've been enjoying for the past almost a week now. Look at Michael Spinks, man. See, Michael Spinks is landing on Larry Holmes. He's definitely complaining about the headbutt there. Get the grease on Larry's head. Does he have a cut there? Is that a coagulant on that cut? I'm not sure. And here we are, man. We're in round 11, and we still have 5 rounds to go, man. Remember, this is a 15-round fight. Yeah, man, Ken Norton was one of the toughest. Him and Larry, Ken Norton, when he fought a puncher, he kind of either froze up or his chin said the receptors stuck out there. I don't know what it was, but Ken Norton had some great fights with unbelievable fighters. But then when he fought guys like Jerry Cooney and Ken Norton and Jerry Cooney and Ernie Shavers. Look at Spinks. Spinks is fucking pissed. Larry must really be throwing some headbutts in there. See, I don't remember Spinks being that pissed off in this fight like that. Spinks does not want to get inside because he's Larry Holmes is either elbowing him, headbutts. I think it's the head, but it's some illegal punch that Spinks does not like. I use the bombs as a good indica. See, I took some edibles. I think they were sativa, and kind of kept me awake. So I know this weed is an indica. So I'm kind of smoke myself up into a sleep. So I'll probably sleep well tonight because last night was a 5 hour night. I think. See, two to 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, it was only like a 4 hour night last night. No, 5 hours. Gotta use my fingers and my toes when I count, man. But now Larry seems to be moving forward now. Spinks might be a little tired. Larry's got to know, man. Larry's got to know this is a close fight, and he's either behind or down or whatever, man. But Larry's not showing any sense of urgency. Maybe he can't. As we can see, man, he cannot throw that right hand. Must be causing a lot of pain. And Spinks is circling to his left. He's staying away from Larry's jab, but Larry can't cut him off with that right hand. He's just trying to use that jab, which is he's holding real low now. It looks like he's carrying a briefcase. Big crowd out there in Vegas, man. The place to be. I would love to go out there for Crawford and fucking Spence. But don't have the fucking dough, don't have the fucking energy, whatever, man. It takes a lot to go anywhere these days, man. Just to close the house down, to get somebody to watch the dog, get somebody to watch the wife. Oh, I can't afford it. It's like it's so much involved. It's not just the dough, because the dough I could probably scrape up, but just getting that time off and rearranging my schedule. Which I don't just sit around on my ass all day. I got the hustle going, believe me. And there's Don King. Speaking of the hustle going, I think Don is counting on Michael Spinks for his meal ticket because, see, Don King is thinking right here, man. See, Don knows that it's only a matter of time before Mike Tyson comes down the line, and he's looking for that big fight because he knows Tyson is going to have to fight the winner of this fight. He's going to have to get that IBF, which at the time that was there, and more importantly, the lineal. That's what Mike Tyson is destined to be. Yeah, I'm the same way there, Con. I don't have a fucking passport. I think you might even need them for domestic flights now. I know before they were saying you had to get a different driver's license. The Rhode Island driver's license had to have a chip in it to fly, to fly, and I never bothered with that shit. Last time I flew was 2003. That's how long I've been fucking grounded. But Michael is constantly moving. He's talking to Larry Holmes. And fucking Michael is trying to get inside, and he's effective. He's definitely winning. He's won the majority of the rounds in my card. I'm not keeping track of the fight, which I probably should have done. It probably would have been a very easy and good thing to do. But I've only given Larry Holmes maybe 3 rounds, and definitely not this one. Because Larry is basically he's a one-arm fighter. And now we're getting into the late rounds, and Spinks is landing. He's bouncing those fucking rights and lefts off Larry's head, but he's staying away, man. He doesn't want to get in. He doesn't want to get in the. Doesn't want to get butted or whatever it was that Larry was doing to him. He's staying on the outside here. But he's missing by a wide range with those punches. Larry coming straight ahead with that jab. And Spinks is slipping that jab nicely. Yeah, Leon is on. He's on the back foot. He's using his defense pretty well. I mean, he's very good at slipping punches. I never really noticed that about Michael Spinks. His ability to his head movement, very impressive in this round. Kind of frustrated Larry Holmes. Well, is he sitting down or standing up here, man? Now he's sitting down. Yeah, Larry doesn't know what's going on over here, man. He doesn't like it, and I think he kind of knows the deck is stacked against him. He thought he was going to have an easy time. Tie Rocky Marciano's record? I don't think so over here, man. I don't think so. Good tasting indica grass. Lucky round 13, the round that you don't see anymore today. And Larry must know that he's behind on the scorecards. He's not deluding himself. He's been around long enough. And all he's doing is moving side to side and trying to set that jab up. Just finally drop that right hand to the body. But they're just too infrequent in this fight. And they're just going back and forth here in the 13th round. Michael Spinks is just pulling with that jab. Looks like he's just kind of making sure that he's hitting Larry's hand, so Larry can't get set up with that jab. He can't set it up. A little bit of a mini strategy there. But see, Spinks always has that right hand. Always, when he gets inside, he throws that Spinks jinx, and that's his fight. That's his fucking bread and butter. Hey, Spinks is trying to drop that big right hand, and even when he doesn't land it solidly, it's scoring points on the judges' cards, and it's shaking Larry Holmes up a little bit. Even when it's landing on that shoulder, on the side of the head, it's still scoring points. And Larry's doing a lot more holding now. First time in the fight I've seen Larry hold on. And Michael Spinks, that youth is showing now. He's coming in, man. Reckless abandon here. Look at Michael's fighting like he did in the Olympics here, man. He's coming in with those big left hooks. Yeah, Michael Spinks is very comfortable in this fight. Rolling with the punches, my brother. Salute. He's having a good time here, man. He's having a hell of a time. And that's the end of the 13th round. 2 more rounds over here in this. You know, belts mean absolutely nothing with Larry Holmes, and they meant nothing with the fans either, because we knew that this was the number 1 heavyweight in the world out there. It didn't matter if he had the fucking the brown belt. It didn't matter what he had, man. Larry Holmes could have a fucking a money belt around his waist, and we knew he was the best heavyweight out there in the world. So eyes are on this fight. Hey, Spinks with that trying to drop that right hand. That wasn't the Spinks jinx, but that was a nice overhand right that he tried to drop in there. The Spinks jinx is a long straight right cross, and he just fires it down the pike. Unfortunately, it's more effective on shorter men, so he's not really having a chance to use it on Larry Holmes like he would on the 175. Michael Spinks was a very tall 175-pound fighter. As a heavyweight, he's a small heavyweight. And notice they both have the brown Everlast gloves here, man. No discrepancy there. I didn't even notice that, which is a good thing. You don't have one guy with a blue glove on and one guy with a fucking gold glove on. Now see, Larry's tired. Larry's not bouncing on his toes. He's standing in that ring, standing in the center ring. Now's when we can see some action. Now's when we can see some good old phone booth warfare. Carlos Padilla breaking him apart. He hasn't had to do that much in this fight, man, because these guys have fought a good clean fight as far as I can see. Spinks has been complaining about a headbutt all night, yeah, but I'm not seeing it blatantly. And Larry's got to know that he's way behind in this fight. He's got to know that he needs a win here. He's got to know that he needs a knockdown, a knockout. But I just don't think he can throw that right hand. You can see Spinks has got that left hand real low. Perfect opportunity for Larry to drop a right hand in there, but he just can't throw it, man. And Michael Spinks got that youth on his side, man. He's herky jerky, and he knows he's in the biggest fight of his life here. This is for not only will he become the first light heavyweight champ to win the heavyweight division, but that's the first brothers to win the heavyweight championship of the world, I believe. I wish there was somebody that maybe Sean can check me on that one, but I think these are the first brothers to win the heavyweight championship of the world. You know, the Klitschko's are way down the road. And here we go, man. We're watching the 14th round coming to an end. Larry Holmes Larry just tried to drop a right hand in there. As soon as he threw it, he held on. Now you can see he's hanging that right hand down, man. Larry is I think Larry knows, man. This is not one of his best moments. Getting himself drenched down, flopping in that chair, drenching him with water. Michael Spinks. I think Michael Spinks is almost fucking dehydrated. I think he almost throws up. He's really fucking, really beat too. I heard him say later on where this fight really drained the hell out of him. Here we go, man. The fateful 15th round. This is the one that this is a round we don't see anymore today. And this is the championship round. This is what separates the men from the boys here, man. Both of these guys have been 15 rounds before. And here we go, man. Touching the gloves. See, Michael Spinks is moving around. Larry Holmes looks like he's going for broke here too. I think he's going to throw that right hand. He knows he's got to land something. He has not been Larry Holmes of old in here, man. Oh, beautiful combination by Spinks. And Spinks is moving around, dancing around. He's moving around, got middleweight in that ring right now. He's trying to get that right hand in there. Banging Larry's kidneys. No, he's definitely shining in this fight, man. I couldn't see how Larry Holmes could say he won this fight. You know, he was bitter after this fight. This is when he made all those accusations. And, Larry did not lose gracefully. Carlos Padilla, great on his feet, never seems to get in the way. Larry's trying to get that, trying to throw that jab in there with authority, but I think after all this time, Michael Spinks is just not going to stand there and get hit with that jab. Oh, he just got hit with a nice right hand. And there goes Larry. Now I think Larry knows he's desperate. He's throwing that right hand now. He's like, fuck the pain. This is what a champion is all about, man. Like a little too few and too late. And Spinks is moving around. Spinks got hurt a little bit, man. He's really staying out of range now, almost running. He knows he's got this fight. All he has to do is stay on his feet. But he's coming in there, man. Look at this exchange. Larry had to hold on to the end of that exchange. Great fight, man. Great fight. Last 10 seconds here. Winding down. You know what just happened? When you keep playing the tunes, YouTube says that you want to continue, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back down because I can't not have tunes on here, man. I can't not have tunes. Let me get my tunes in here, and then we'll get. This is like a commercial. We'll be right back with the What's going on here, man? Put this one on. This should be cool. There we go. Little smooth jazz in the background there. We will. Although that's kind of gay too, but we'll fucking keep it on there. It's only maybe it'll get a little more up tempo as it goes along. Can't be too choosy when you got to deal with the free stuff that's coming around, but we'll get right to the ending of this fight. Like we'll have to listen to I hope my buddy Chuck is
It looked like a struggle, and he just sucked it up and went out there and did what he needed to do. Spinks up the other times. This fight is over. Listen to the crowd. What a heavyweight championship fight we have just seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked in the middle of the fight as though Michael Spinks was running out of gas rate. He just never seemed to get any more tired. And every time he got up off that stool, it looked like a struggle. And he just sucked it up and went out there and did what he needed to do. Every couple of rounds, Michael Spinks appeared that he was like really losing his energy.
Yeah, Ray Leonard at ringside.
Frustration was on his face a couple of times in the corner. But the way he executed his tactics, they were awkward.
I think I see Leon over there.
They say a challenger has to take the fight to the champion, and those numbers really may not quite tell the story, although Michael Spinks did throw 130 more punches. They each landed about the same amount of punches, but Michael Spinks did in fact take the fight to Larry Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
He did not show any respect whatsoever.
We'll listen to this decision for educational purposes.
To the body. He threw a lot of right hands to the body. They coming back up and goes up to him. All the fighters have historically given Larry Holmes more problem than more traditional fighters. And it's not said that Michael Spinks soccer, but he gives you a lot of different looks. He's almost off balance in a lot of occasions. I was surprised not to see any a lot of right hands by Larry Holmes. He appears to be quite sensitive. I don't know.
Yeah, we're trying to get this decision here.
Well, remember, this one is still in the hands of the judges, and while the crowd and people at this table seem to think that we are looking at a new champion, once again, you have to point out that we have seen some very unusual decisions here in Las Vegas.
Yes, we have. Here's Larry's wife, Diane Holmes.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. Judge Dave Moretti scores 143, 142. Judge Harold Letterman scores 143, 142. And Judge Larry Wallace scores 145, 142. For the winner, a unanimous decision, and you, champion of the world,
New IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. Michael Spinks. Sorry about that, man. Getting nicely buzzed on this grass. But yeah, man, that was a little tribute to this great fight. I'm glad you guys stopped in here to visit me, man. I don't want to get too carried away and keep going because I just wanted to do this little short thing. I know there's a lot of shit going on in boxing today. Definitely a good guy to go back and watch, Roland. You want to see some really good fights with him, man? Check out his light heavyweight fights. Check out his fight with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. He's got some really, really good fights, man. With he won the light heavyweight title with one hand when he beat with just a jab when he beat Dwight Mohamed Kwawi, unified the title. But he was a great fighter, man. He had two fights after he had a rematch, first of all, with Larry Holmes. Very controversial rematch. It looked like Larry Holmes stopped Michael Spinks in the rematch. Spinks just kind of stopped fighting and stood up straight, and the referees, what's going on? And very, very bizarre fight. Awesome, interesting fight. But once again, Spinks got a disputed decision there. Retained the title. Went on and he fought Jerry Cooney. Knocked out Jerry Cooney. Jerry Cooney was fucking pissed off. He said, man, if it wasn't for the booze and the drugs, I could have easily beaten Michael Spinks. Maybe he could have. I thought he was going to fold him in half with that left hook, but he didn't. And which led to the huge mega fight with Mike Tyson. And Michael Spinks went down in one round, and that was the end of Michael Spinks as a boxer. He was offered millions of dollars to come back. He didn't do it. He stayed retired, stayed true to his guns. And that was Michael Spinks, man. Larry Holmes, retired. Kept going, man, kept going. In fact, he had an amazing fight with Ray Mercer. After Ray Mercer destroyed Tommy Morrison, Larry Holmes schooled Ray Mercer. He also fought Mike Tyson got knocked out in the fight. I don't know if it's the sixth round, I believe, fourth round, sixth round. But that was a poorly prepared Larry Holmes. He did it for the money and for a chance to get titles back. But he went on and fought a lot more, man. He fought, like I said, he fought Butterbean. He fought all kind of former, never was, has-beens, never was, never was. You know what I'm saying, man. He would fight anybody. In fact, he fought Mike Weaver on the 20th anniversary, not the anniversary, but 20 years later. Rematch Mike Weaver, knocked him out. But these were two great fighters. It was a great fight. It was 37 years ago today. You know, keep your eyes open on my community page. We're gonna keep putting those up. We're gonna put up the on this day. We got a good one for tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll have to wait and see. But anyway, man, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Doing one of these pop-ups on a Wednesday night, man. You know, I want to just keep the atmosphere going, keep the good vibes going, man. You know, keep the buzz going. Appreciate you all for coming in here, man. Make sure you sub, like, share if possible. Put your comments down below in the chat, man. I answer all comments. Let me know what you want to talk about on the shows here, man. Boxing, jazz, health and nutrition, professional wrestling. Which I got to start watching again too, because a lot of my old wrestling boys are hitting me up saying you got to be checking it out. And I'm like, man, I know, but I'm one event kind of a person. You know, I get into boxing, I throw my whole heart and soul into it. But hey, you never know. I like to talk about wrestling too. I got a good background in that, and the fine weed. So let me know what's happening, man. I'll let you know what's happening. Bruce Gas, I'm out of here, man. God bless you, man. Peace.